Tactics, well, right, tactics and damage. Now we gotta learn about damage control. Combine your training so far with countermeasures and damage control to ensure that you and your crew return home. Right. Things to practice. Remain undetected. Fooling the enemy with decoys, using noisemakers and knuckles, understanding damage control, flooding, repair and flooding. Okay. This is gonna be a long-ass tutorial. Sunfish, huh? SSN 649. This is gonna be a really big one, isn't it? Silent running. All right. With stealth, you can strike your enemy and disappear before they have a chance to react. Your best defense is to not be attacked at all. Silent running. Shift S can be used to toggle silent running mode, which reduces noise reduces noise your vessel makes, but also stops all repairs, stops all pumping of water from flooded compartments, stops all reloading of weapons, restricts speed to 1/4 ahead. Okay. That's the no noise. Be sure silent running mode is disabled for moving on. Right. Oh boy, here we go. Maintaining stealth. Understanding evasion tactics will help keep you alive when under attack. Understanding stealth tactics may mean you don't get attacked in the first place. Run silent. Despite limitations of speed, repairs, and reloading, silent running decreases the noise made by your submarine. Keep out of the enemy's sonar detection ranges. Classifying the enemy and understanding their sonar detection capabilities allows you to stay out of their detection threshold. Be careful though. A sudden drop in speed by the enemy or a sudden turn to clear their baffles can quickly and significantly increase their passive sonar detection range. Oh boy. Stay slow and don't calivate. Speed equals noise. Be sure to maintain a safe distance from the enemy if you intend to move at a faster speeds. Okay, well, only calivate obviously is, well, I didn't actually know what the fuck it meant, but obviously it is making fucking noise. So, right. Put the layer between you and the enemy. If a layer is present, keeping it between you and your contact will decrease the sound transmission between you both, unless too close. This can be useful for sneaking in closer for firing weapons, as the layer will decrease some of the noise from your transit, or whatever. Right. Stay off the surface. Enemy radar has a long range. You should not ever surface, except in cases of emergency to save your submarine from flooding. If enemy warships or aircraft are in the area, expect a rapid attack. When using mass, don't leave them exposed. Get data that you need from them and get them down again quickly. Get on their 6. Positioning yourself at the enemy's 6 o'clock or directly behind will put you in their baffles. If they should not possess a towed array or are moving too fast for their towed array to be effective, when firing weapons, being in their baffles should decrease or even prevent them from detecting noise from your transient. Use decoys. Firing a decoy and keeping it between you and the enemy may cause weapons and the enemy to focus on its position rather than yours. Right, okay. Oh boy, this is gonna be fucking ridiculous. But let's see if we can manage this. A small torpedo that instead of an explosive warhead generates noise, very similar to a submarine. Decoys, right. Decoys are fired in the same manner as other torpedoes. However, they have no tube setting and simply run along the direction specified. Decoys work best when placed between your submarine and the enemy trying to detect you. Right. Do we have anything on radar? No. This device generates a loud noise, hence the name, noisemaker, which blinds or jams the sonar guidance of a homing torpedo. As with decoys, noisemakers are most effective when beneath your submarine and between your submarine and the incoming torpedo. Use Shift D to deploy noisemaker. There are limited noisemakers on board. See stores. And the launcher takes some time to reload the noisemaker. Well, right. The launcher takes some time to reload. The noisemaker will appear on your map. Where is? Okay, so 20 noisemakers. Crash, get out of here. Okay, so Shift D. Okay, so that's just literally just behind us. Obviously, if we're moving, it's going to keep moving, but it's basically our chaff grenade to stop a torpedo from coming right the fuck at us. Okay. A knuckle is a mass of turbulent water which can be generated by putting the rudder hard over back and forth while at high speed, 25 knots. Knuckle distorts and scatters sound waves which can confuse the sonar guidance of a homing torpedo. Okay, so yeah, just wave around erratically until the torpedo loses guidance. Use Q to set your flanks. Use speed to flank ahead. Right. Okay. When your submarine reaches 25 knots, put the rudder hard over all the way, left or right. Once the rudder has moved over all the way, immediately put the rudder hard over all the way in the opposite direction. If performed correctly, a knuckle is formed, which briefly appears on your map, confirmed by a message log. Unlike noisemakers, a knuckle is not guaranteed to form and last significantly less time. They are only effective if formed between your submarine and the incoming torpedo. Reduce speed. Run straight and level, and be sure that your depth is close to 100 feet before the next step. Okay. Okay, so we do that. We gotta get up to 25 knots, though. Well, no. Want to be level for this, but we have to pick up our speed in order to actually figure this shit out. Okay. And of course, we actually have to be going... We have to be going 25 knots in order to actually employ the use of a knuckle. And obviously, dumbfire torpedoes are, well, they're completely unaffected by knuckles, so there's that. But alright, so let's see here. We're at 24 knots. Come on, any fucking day now. There it is. Okay, so rudder over in one direction, and then rudder over in the other direction. Okay, and it appears we have, in fact, formed a knuckle. Well, it's an incredibly small knuckle, but there you go. Let's see if we can do it again. Right, and then this, and then back the other direction. See, there it is. Knuckle formed. Right. Okay, can we do more of them? This will certainly confuse the ever-loving shit out of anyone following us. Okay, so apparently we can only form one knuckle at a time. Or rather, it's incredibly short in terms of how long it lasts. Alright then. Okay. Alright, so what's next? Well, damage control. Alright, tubes and bow sonar have just been damaged. Use F8 or left-click the damage control tab at the bottom right to open the damage control pad. Right, okay. So, bow sonar and tubes. Tubes are black. One or more of the tubes is critically damaged from the rest of for the mission. In campaign, repair at port is required. Bow sonar is offline and is being repaired as indicated by the red text and the red bar. Right, okay. Okay, so it's filling up. All right, okay, so tubes, yeah, they're black, so we've lost a tube. Okay. Left click. Left-click the bow sonar to assign them as top priority for repair. The damage control party moves to the front compartment, spanner wrench icon, and repairs the bow sonar half the time. After 30 seconds or so, the bow sonar will be back online and verified as a message log. Okay, so we want to click that and send the damage controls to the front. Fix the sonar, boys. And it's done. Alright, shift 1 to learn more about damage control and how it affects the subsystems from being offline and destroyed. Reduce speed, run straight ahead. Okay. Move this to 1. Okay, Shift F1. Damage control. Right. Oh boy. More of this reading material. I knew this game was going to be incredibly reedy, but still. Click the damage control tab and use F8. Yeah, okay. Damage control tab shows cutoff view of vessel divided into 5 major watertight compartments. Various subsystems are shown. Right. Given compartment, although some, such as the periscope and mast, are not linked to a compartment as they are in the sail. The currently selected subsystems is bold. Okay. In addition, the overall hull integrity of your submarine is shown at the bottom center. If hull integrity reaches 0, your submarine will be destroyed and sunk. Damage control party. The current highlighted subsystem is the focus of your damage control party, and the compartment what they are in is shown by a ran or French spanner icon. Right, so that's where they are. System. Okay, so just send them there. Let's just actually summarize this shit because I don't want to read all of this crap. Alright, right. This subsystem, and only this subsystem, will be repaired at twice the normal rate. In addition, the compartment containing the damage control party receives a bonus to pumping out water as they work to shore up bulkheads. But this pumping bonus requires the pump subsystem to be operational. Right, okay. So, right. First, stop the flooding. Then figure out everything else. Subsystems. Each compartment may contain one or more subsystems. The name of the subsystem is semicolon, like use semicolon and quote to move through the highlighted subsystems. Subsystems have 3 conditions. Operations, blue, damage, red, and critical, black. Right. As the operation subsystems work normally while a damaged or critical subsystem is no longer functioning and either cannot be used or incur a penalty to performance. Damaged systems are filled with a red bar, which represents about 5 minutes total repair time. Damaged subsystems will automatically be repaired by your crew over time and can be restored to operation status during combat. In addition, damage control party can have the repair time of one subsystem. However, critical subsystems are permanently out of action while at sea and cannot be repaired or restored. Okay. Campaign, port repairs. While playing the campaign, critical subsystem require return to port for repair. Once back in port, click on the name or use semicolon or quote to select the critical subsystem. It's like they don't expect me to actually use the mouse. The time required to repair is displayed in the upper right of the damage control panel. To repair it, either click on the name of the already highlighted critical subsystem or on the time to repair. Use return. Okay, fine. Any damage to hull integrity, Jesus, this is getting laborious with how much I'm needing to read here, is automatically repaired at port, but incurs a time penalty based on the severity of damage to repair. Sensors, bow sensors, your passive and active sonar sensitivity is greatly diminished, effectively rendering you nearly blind underwater. Tow terrain no longer functions. Periscope. Periscope masts may no longer be raised and can no longer be used. ECM masts. Yeah, okay, fine. Right, they don't work at all. Weapons. Tubes. Individual tubes can be rendered unusable and cannot be repaired at sea. A torpedo tube will have the wire cut, if one exists, or the weapon within it is lost if one is loaded, upon being knocked out. Some submarines have some submarines have angled tubes in their sides behind the bow. Attempting to fire an angled tube at higher speeds, 20 knots, has a chance to jam the torpedo, rendering the tube disabled, as well as a loss of the weapon weapon jammed in the tube. Well, slow down to shoot things. Fire control. Loss in your fire control computer immediately halts all TMA, target motion analysis, of contacts and clears all contacts you were tracking. Well, that's unfortunate. Machinery. Pumps. Pumps automatically decrease the rate of flooding across all compartments. Once locked out, the flooding compartments is no longer offset by pumping of water. In addition, the bonus to pumping in the compartment containing the damage party is lost. Right. Propulsion. Propulsion consists of engines, propellers, shaft, and propellers themselves. Damage to propulsion decreases your maximum speed of your vessel, limiting maximum telegraph setting to 3 ahead. Rudder. When steering, reduces the turn rate of your rudder of your vessel by half. Right. Planes, but can we be knocked out entirely? That's a problem. Planes. When using planes to change depth, reduces the surface and dive rate of your vessel by half. Ballast. When using the ballast, reduces by half. Emergency ballast cannot be used. Reactor. If damaged, or if your crew is forced to scram the reactor, power is lost to the engines. This limits maximum telegraph settings to all stop, effectively rendering your vessel dead in the water. Flooding! There are 5 major watertight compartments in your submarine. Damage to them can cause flooding, which is indicated by a blue water level indicator. The higher the level of blue, the worse the flooding. If flooding is too extensive or becomes uncontrollable, your vessel will lose buoyancy and ultimately sink. Right to the bottom. Rate of flooding is increased by deeper depth due to increased water pressure, increased damage to the compartment, loss of pump subsystem, additional compartments taking on water. Rate of flooding is decreased by shallow depth or surfacing, operational pump subsystem, which pumps out water across all compartments, damage control party, which doubles the effect of the pumps within the compartment they occupy. If you are having difficulty controlling flooding, use ballast to offset any negative buoyancy. Be sure your pumps subsystem is operational for the priority of repairs. Assign damage control party to the flooded compartment, only effective if the pumps are operational. Decrease the depth or surface as quickly as possible. Blow emergency ballast. Uncontrolled flooding. Once multiple compartments begin taking on water, your submarine is in dire straits. You should immediately take action to get to shallow depth quickly. Keep in mind that the reactor propulsion or ballast getting knocked out while your submarine is deep and taking on water could prevent surfacing and be fatal. You don't say. Repairing flooding. Getting to shallow depth or surfacing will greatly assist the pumps and damage control party in getting ahead of flooding. Once the surface, the damage control party should be able to pump out all the water by moving them between the flooded compartments. However, if you are unable to surface, even after blowing emergency ballast, it may be time to consider your crew an abandoned ship. While servicing will allow all flooded compartments to be cleared of water, damage to hull remains. Submerging once again puts the hull under stress and will likely result in flooding resuming, especially in the most damaged compartments first. Okay, so basically if we get hit, we go back to fucking port. This is what I'm getting here. Damage control icons. Status icons are displayed in the upper right to notify you of damage requiring repair, flooding, or detection of imminent attack. Reactor scram, incoming torpedo, damage, ranging sonar, and flooding. Right. Reactor scram. Your submarine's reactor is offline. Damage. A subsystem on board your submarine is damaged and in need of repair. Flooding. A compartment of your submarine is over 10% flooded. The total flooding is greater than 5%. Incoming torpedo. Active intercept has detected an incoming active torpedo, or sonar operator has detected a passive torpedo homing in on your submarine. Ranging sonar. An enemy vessel is pinging you with its fire control sonar in an attempt to determine your exact position. An attack is likely imminent. Right, so those are all those. Loss of your submarine. Your submarine will be destroyed if crush depth is exceeded, resulting in an implosion. Hull integrity is reduced to 0%. It is important to remember that hull integrity decreases, crush depth becomes... Well, as hull integrity decreases, crush depth means more shallow, which could result in up to a 50% reduction in crush depth. Depths that would be otherwise safe will now destroy your submarine. Once destroyed, HUD is disabled. The HUD is disabled. Use escape to enter the mission, enter the mission menu and exit the mission. In the mission menu, you may abandon ship if the sub is intact, has not imploded, and above escape death. You and your crew may survive, yet by abandoning ship. Otherwise, nothing happens when selecting this option. Quit to end this mission. Either of these options will take you to the after action report. When finished viewing the after action report, click continue or use space. Now, you see, now what I'm asking is, do I actually gain anything from abandoning ship? This is my idea. I know, obviously, I won't be killed, but is being killed actually a quantifiable thing in the game that ends my campaign? Or if I lose my ship the first time, is it basically over? This does not tell me anything. But okay, so now what do we got here? The engine room is taking on water. Watch as the blue water fills up the entire engine, causing the submarine to slowly sink. As you reach 160 feet, click the propulsion to assign a damage control party to that compartment. Propulsion is not damaged, but the damage control party reduces the flooding within that compartment and will pump out the water. So, well, hang on here. What's propulsion? All right, I have to click down here. Okay, so they're being pumped out, so we don't have to actually worry about anything. Yes, I already read all of that. Especially what determines the rate of flooding in a reducer. Remember, working pumps, damage control team, and current depth damage all amount to number of and the amount of number and the number of damage compartments are all crucial factors for controlling flooding. You see, I knew I was going to be reading this entire fucking Let's Play, but this is a bit ridiculous. Then again, this is all for training, so I don't have to really, well, panic during the real thing. However, I'm probably most likely going to panic during the real thing, so it doesn't really fucking matter. The machinery space is taking on water. Watch what happens as another compartment floods. Your submarine will slowly sink as it gets deeper. The water pressure increases the flooding rate. At about 300 feet, damage control party can no longer keep up, and the engine room flooding resumes as well. Flooding is now under control. Surface immediately. Set E to start ballast to 30. Set S to set planes. And use Q to increase speed. Okay, so this is a problem. Reminder, emergency below. If the submarine does not respond, you shift R to set your speed to flank, and dive planes 30 in conjunction with blowing ballast to dramatically assist the rate of surfacing. Once the surface level your planes. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. Up. Go up. Okay, we seem to have saved the ship. And we're up. Well, I need to have my ballast up, so I can't actually do that. But then again, it's not effective. Wait, I don't want to dive again. Fuck. What are you doing? Stop that. Goddamn, that being W and S is really fucking confusing. Apparently, this game is made in upside-down land. Okay, so that's being drained. Once surface or very near the surface, flooding becomes more manageable, and you can begin to reduce flooding by assigning the damage control party to any flooding compartment. However, if you dive again, flooding can resume. Reminder, outside of training, you are unable to leave combat area unless all flooding has been brought under control. Surfacing a flooded submarine. Flooding can make it difficult to surface properly. Set ballast to maximum and or blow emergency ballast if you still cannot surface. Maybe time to abandon ship. Can I send the damage control party into the... No, well, it's full, so they can't actually get in there. Okay, well, there's that. So, this is the time where we just go back to fucking port, because we can't actually repair the fucking ship. Alright, then. Losing your submarine. Your submarine will be destroyed, and yeah, okay. If your submarine is destroyed, you're right. You will either... Right. When finished viewing the after-action port, left-click, continue, or space. Commander, your training is complete. You shift F1 to selection on tactics, as it contains many tips for attacking enemies and evading weapons. We might actually be able to play the fucking game now. Holy shit, after fucking almost 3 hours of fucking around with the tutorial. I'm sorry this Let's Play is going so slowly, but, well, this is kind of a slow and ponderous game. It's a submarine game, after all. But now I sort of know kind of how to fucking actually command a submarine, even if I skimmed over a lot of the science shit. So, let's see what we can manage here.